welcome back to another episode of When Life Gets You Curvy, the podcast. And this is season two. So we're super excited. Jordy and I have been doing a lot of working, so we apologize if this video is coming out a little late. So bear with us. But we're so excited that we have a special guest with us, Miss Kiara Noel. You guys are going to get to know a little bit more about her as we move into segment one. But before we go there, she will be joining us for What's the Word?
What is the word?
What's the word? Anywho, so for our first What's the Word, and Kiara, please feel free to give us your opinions as we delve deep into all things gossip, okay? So, What's the Word first topic is Megan Thee Stallion, which, you know, she's an H-Town hot girl. Houston, Texas, right here. So, how do you guys feel about her speaking out about being shot in the foot by allegedly, we're gonna say allegedly, Tory Lanez, because it ain't been confirmed yet or denied.
I'll go first. I think that it's very good that she spoke about it. I think that the violence that goes on against women needs to be brought to light more than it already has been. And her being such a young woman and not expecting that in the slightest. I mean, that was the most random thing that could have probably ever happened these last couple weeks.
Right.
But I think it's good that she talked about it. You know, it really shines a light on people who deal with like domestic stuff, whether they're in relationships or not. And you know, I don't know. I think it's crazy.
Kiara,
but necessary.
I would have to agree. I think it is crazy. When I first read about it, I was like, no, did I read this right? Like, it didn't make sense at first. But I personally, I'm glad that she said something. I'm glad she felt comfortable enough to say something. And I think that is a really great example of what women should do when they've been in a situation, is actually speak out, speak their mind about what's going on.
I agree.
Exactly. Okay, and again, like I said, I totally agree. And just like Jordan was saying, just like Kiara was saying, to me it was like shocking and random. And you can tell when she spoke about it, like Megan is always, I don't know her, she a friend in my head. But you know, she always seems to make light of certain things.
Yeah.
Like she's a hot girl and she just living her life. For her to like tear up, really, like she to me, she didn't even like break, I don't feel, in public, even when her mom died.
Right.
She was like real solid across the board. So for her to tear up about being shot like that, like you can tell that really affected her, and that was not something that she thought was going to happen.
I think that it was like, and I don't want to speak for her, obviously, but like, who's to think like, damn, my friend
Right,
shot me in the foot, both feet.
He didn't even give you a foot to stand on. He shot you both feet.
That's like that's just some shicey, crazy. Like I would be, because you can be heartbroken from a friendship.
Oh, definitely.
Like, and that would be like the last thing that I ever would have thought to happen, because they seem like they were getting pretty close. You know, so I don't know. I think that probably like a combination of like the outpour of love, the fact that it even happened, and not honestly, I feel like she wasn't like fully ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
It might have been like, okay, I know they want to know, so I'm gonna just go ahead, but I don't think emotionally or mentally she might have been ready to talk.
I think it's kind of like, and Kiara, you can add in. Have you ever like been sad about something and you like, especially as women, you know, we tough, especially Black women, and you go to work and like you just went through a heartbreak or something, and you good, you solid, and then somebody be like, what's wrong? And you're like, like you just can't, like you just break down. Like you're like, what is happening? I done had my stuff together.
Right.
Girl, about to cry now. Just thinking about it. Like, Kiara, like, can you relate? Like, you ever just been there?
Oh yes, like it's just when they go to be like, oh, do you need a hug? And I be like, don't hug me.
Right.
Hug me. I'm gonna cry. And I can't. Right, but I'm one of those people. But as far as like things going on in the world right now, for some reason, I'm not good at keeping up with everything going on. I feel like I live under a rock. So a lot of the stuff that y'all are saying, I was like, wait, when did that happen?
Like, she did the basics. No, we delve deep into it. Like, and you know, again, like I said, being an H-Town hottie, you know, we got to keep up with our girl Megan. But I do want to get to a couple more points. Well, to the second point of this question is, how do you feel about people making jokes? In particular, I wanted to talk about women making jokes about her being shot in the foot. So, i.e., Drea, and I'll just update you because I know you said you don't really do a lot of the in the know stuff, but Drea from Basketball Wives basically was like, you know, I feel like they was so in love. I want to be in love so much that somebody shoot me in my foot.
I predict.
I'll take it.
I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that, you know, drove them down this Snapped-esque type of road. And I'm here for it. I like that. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too. Like,
but as long
What the whoa?
Wait, no, that is very Drea-like.
Drop a grenade. What the? You what?
I want you to like me so much that if I'm trying to get out the car and you're like, no, sit your ass in the car. And I'm like, no, I'm out the car. No, you're not.
He shoots you in the foot.
Wow.
Yeah. You gonna fuck.
Now I'm not going
in
nowhere.
This moment,
how you going?
Drea just went viral. Guys.
Yeah. I'm just look. And she looking like okay, like okay.
Like, and I understand what she was trying to say, but it wasn't funny. And then also, just hilarious. I don't know if you're familiar, the comedian. She was like doing this little sketch about Megan being shot in the foot. I'm like, okay, what was the point of that? So, how do you feel about these women, especially for me, women of color, making fun of her being shot in the foot, like in the feet, plural?
I think that it is possible to make jokes about that. I don't know exactly how the situation went down, but I don't think jokes should be made until she's like okay with that, until Megan is okay with that, until she's made her peace with it, because I feel like it's too soon. And I don't know, I think like being shot is a serious subject, because I'm pretty sure in that moment she was scared. And to bring up like, to just make light of a moment where somebody was really scared and they're not ready to move past it yet, I don't think that's very mature, and I don't like it.
So tasteless.
Well, I agree with what Kiara is saying too, and I'm glad you said what you said, Kiara, because, for example, I watch a lot of comedy, and we know like the Dave Chappelles of the world, the the Steve Harveys of the world, whoever, these comedians, they make fun of like, I watch comedy like all day while I'm at work. And how many times have I heard R. Kelly jokes? That's not funny, about him molesting young women, but they make jokes about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or I was watching some like 90s sketches, and they were talking about the whole Bill Clinton thing.
Right.
About him like, cheating on his wife. That's not really funny, but they were making jokes. But I think you bring a good point when you're saying it's too fresh. Maybe like 6 or 7 months from now, when she don't put out an album about it and she talking about getting shot up again, maybe we can, joke and do a little kiki.
I think it was very classless of just hilarious. I already don't like her.
Yeah.
Like as a person, as a comedian, I think that, and then the disclaimer that she put at the bottom of the post, like, I don't condone domestic violence. This is strictly for entertainment. Somebody's pain is your entertainment. And I understand. I get what you're saying. Like with Dave Chappelle, Red Fox, I get that. But I think, as Kiara said, there's a time.
Yeah.
There's a time frame. That happened just a couple weeks ago. Literally the day or the day after.
The day she spoke out about it.
The day she posted it. And I'm like, are you that dumb?
Yeah.
Are you that stupid?
Cloud.
Yeah. Like, girl, you've been canceled 5 times over at this point. You might want to talk to your PR person.
And I always be saying, like, so Kiara, my degree's in PR. And when stuff like that happen, I'd be like, who is your publicist? Like, who is she?
Like,
fire her quickly. Immediately.
I definitely understand that. I like being a title holder, there are certain things that I can't post. Right. And they're not necessarily things that I do, like drinking and smoking and all that. I can't post that because I don't know who's watching my page, and I don't want to be that kind of influence on younger contestants and younger girls. So I've always had that mindset. But other people, sometimes I'm watching stories and I'm like, ooh. I could never post that. So yeah, I mean, I feel like to a degree it's like common sense. I don't have the PR person really. But I also don't put myself in a situation where I would have to explain a post or explain a story because it was inappropriate.
That's called moral compass, but everybody doesn't have
Mm,
that, sadly.
I have one of those.
Oh, sorry. I think that sometimes celebrities think that they're like not invincible, but
Above.
above certain things.
Yeah, above
like
the
just
line.
because you're just hilarious, you get to make light of and make fun of a very scary and hurtful situation.
Yeah.
That's not cool. You wouldn't want nobody to do that to you.
Exactly. But we're going to move on because we got a lot to dive into because we have 3 What's the Word today. So what's the word number 2 is Netflix is releasing old Black TV series. Now, I don't know about y'all, but your girl is lit. Your girl is lit. Now, I do have one complaint. Please don't roast me in the comments. And Kiara, Jordan, I'm a little upset that they started with Moesha. I feel like we should have started with Girlfriends.
You know, because Moesha's on TV One. I think she's already out. Like
I mean, Moesha is good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you got to start with a bang and end with a bang. So they should have either started with like Girlfriends or Sister,
or One-on-One.
Or what? But One-on-One ain't as popular.
No, it's not.
Well, I watch all of them.
They could have started with Girlfriends.
They could have started. Kiara, what you think?
First off, when I saw it, I screamed, and I was in the optometrist, the eye doctor.
Eye doctor.
I was in there, and so I screamed. And Mom was like, "What is wrong with you?" But I have to agree. I wish they would have started with Girlfriends. I have been trying to watch Girlfriends for like the last 6 years and couldn't find it anywhere and didn't want to pay for it. So I have to agree. They should have started with Girlfriends because I've been waiting on this for my entire adult life.
Exactly.
And I'm glad they finally did it.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God. And they were like premiering Moesha. And I'm like, Moesha. I mean, yes, I like Mo to the, you know, I'm here for it, but I was just like, okay. But anyway, so of that, which are you like, let's say, what are the top 2 that you're just, we already know Girlfriends. I think Girlfriends is already on, you know, but what other show are you like super excited to watch that you're just going to be waiting at midnight with your eyes book open, ready to click the button?
What, off the top of your head, do you remember the other one?
Game, Girlfriend, Sister, Moesha, Half and Half, One-on-One. I believe that's it. Let me see. The Game, Sister, Moesha, Half and Half, One-on-One, Girlfriends.
Sister, definitely.
Sister.
I get told that I look like them all the time, and I think it's ridiculous, but
Not ridiculous.
because I don't see it. Other people see it.
Girl, I would take it. They can say I look like Beyonce. I don't see that. Like, I'll take it. Thank you.
I get told that I look like Remy Ma, so
Really,
I don't see that
I don't
either.
see it either.
I
Y'all
don't see
want to
that.
know what my grandma said I used to look like growing up. Have y'all seen Holiday Horror?
Who?
Nikki. Girl.
Oh,
She said I was going to say Wanda. She said I was going to say Wanda. Don't do me.
She was scared.
It's not an ugly woman in that. In that video, no ma'am.
No. Nikki, the little girl, the little dark-skinned girl, my mama's like,
Okay.
Nikki. My girl used to always say that. I'm like, okay, girl.
Granny played you, dog.
Nah, not one. We love you though, after. Okay, what about you, Jordan? What other show to pair with Girlfriends are you most excited?
Oh, probably One-on-One.
One-on-One.
Yeah, I really love that show.
I do too.
Yeah. I think Kyla Pratt is so underrated.
She's so underrated, but she looks the exact same. Like,
That's a blessing.
that's crazy. She has not aged not a
all.
second.
Yes.
Y'all, it's hard for me. I literally am gonna say One-on-One because that's how I really feel. But I forgot how good Half and Half was. And Jordan
was good.
Jordan knows this about me, but I have 2 half siblings. I have a brother and a sister, and my sister and I are like kind of going through this like reconnection phase. And so like now that I think about it, like I feel like I can learn a lot from rewatching the show because there was kind of like a little dissonance there, like based off how they were raised and like sharing the dad, and like we share a dad too. So I'm really excited to watch Half and Half because I feel like
Watch
maybe
it with her.
Yeah, maybe I can, you know, she's 14. Oh, she just turned 15. So maybe we can watch it together and talk about it. I don't know. We're trying this whole, I don't know how to be a sister, y'all. A big sister. I can teach you.
That would be cute. It's hard. I'm ready to start.
Are you a big sister?
Yes.
Oh.
Girl, I know.
Yes.
I know. I know it.
Okay. Well,
I could cry right now.
Yeah.
We got to get together offline so that y'all can indulge me in how to be a big sister because I clearly suck. So, okay. And our last what's the word topic before we get into the good stuff is going to be Tamar Braxton's suicidal attempt. And as we talk about this, I also want us to I also mention the mental illness thing that we have going on. We talked about Kanye West. We talked about even like Black women seeking guidance for like mental things in our last episode. So, Tamar Braxton's suicide attempt. Are you shocked or not, Kiara?
Yes and no. I feel like because I've been in that situation before, and I feel like Tamar is the type of person that feels everything, like to the extreme. Like when she has an attitude, it's attitude to the extreme. When it's funny to the extreme. And so because I've been there and I also kind of have that mindset, I'm not so surprised because if you feel sad, some people just feel it to the extreme. And I feel like, with everything going on with the real and like that continuously being brought up again and again, that may have been something that she just was tired of talking about, hearing about. And I think that probably could have been influential in keeping her in that sad place.
That's true.
So I wasn't that surprised.
I love how you said she feels everything to the extreme. That was pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Jordan, go ahead.
I'm kind of like Kiara, yes and no.
Okay.
You said, am I shocked? Yes. But no, because you just never know it'll set somebody off.
Mm-hmm.
On the outside, Tamar does present herself as a pretty strong woman. And she sometimes doesn't let a lot of things get to her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think after being the brunt of jokes for some time, and then just dealing with stuff with her family, they always got some drama. And I just think it became a lot for her.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know what'll trigger somebody and what'll be somebody's like, this it. I can't do it no more. That last straw, I never been like suicidal, but I could understand it,
Absolutely. I actually wasn't shocked at all. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm a very animated person too. Mm-hmm. And I actually am this way, but just like what Kiara said, and I feel like you just hit the nail on the hammer on the nail, however the saying goes. Yeah, nail on the head. Thank you, co-host. Because I feel like sometimes she was overcompensating for the sadness. And I do that often. Like a lot of times people think I'm always making jokes, always cracking jokes. I'm always trying to make people laugh. And not because I'm sad, but because that just helps me like get over things. That helps me feel, excited, makes me feel happy. So I feel like Tamar's always like, because really deep down inside, she's probably a little sad. And I won't say I was not shocked that she tried to commit suicide. I'm just not shocked that she actually was very sad or feeling some sort of depression on the inside, because just as you mentioned, things that went on with the real, her divorce, even if you were a fan of the show, when she talked about when she got pregnant, she was kind of rocky about whether she wanted to have kids or not, being a mom, getting into a new relationship, things going on with her family. She shaved her head. It was just like she had a whole bunch of stuff kind of going on. And I think that it, like Jordan said, you never know what someone's breaking point is. Not to mention, we all sit in the house.
Right. And that's been
with your thoughts. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't have anything just like incredibly horrible going on in my life, but me just sitting here in my thoughts, that's not always best for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially me and Jordan talk a lot about like being in our single lives and things like that. It's just like you just sitting here like, watching the clock pass you by. So I definitely think it's important to use outlets to not get to that place. But just like Kiara mentioned, I think that feeling to the extreme thing, I might need to put that on a t-shirt or something like that. To me was perfect analogy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So check on your friends during this time, y'all. Check on your friends.
That's a real statement.
Please. And thank you. But before we close, anybody else have any other comments about the Tamar situation? We good? Okay, guys. So our next segment is Hey Girl Hey.
Hey girl, hey.
Let's get to know each other a little bit better. So as we mentioned earlier, we have a special guest, Miss Kiara. So Kiara, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am 22. I'm more in like the Metro Detroit area of Michigan. I This question like always stumps me because so many things like run through my mind.
What to do in your free time?
I like to make YouTube videos when they're not overwhelming me. I enjoy shopping and makeup
Yes, girl.
and hanging out with my friends, which I've been trying to incorporate more of lately. And I like spending time with my family. We actually just got back from Tennessee probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, so just tell us briefly. Now we already did a segment on what plus size pageantry is, so we know that. But how did you get into plus size pageantry?
So I actually haven't competed in anything like exclusively plus size pageantry.
Okay.
I've only ever competed in your like natural pageants, which is like the ones where it's like ages 5 to 25 and different age divisions. But how I was introduced was actually through a family friend one day at like an after school meeting. She came in, she had her sash and her crown on, and I was like, how did you get that? And she told me she did pageants, and from then on, I've just been in love.
And what age were you when this happened?
So I was actually like 9 or 10,
Okay.
and my parents didn't really know anything about it, and they weren't about to spend the money on it. So I didn't compete until I was like 16.
Okay. So, but it's always something that you wanted to do, and you did it, girl. So good for you.
I think
Yeah.
it's interesting, like the things that pique our interest.
Yeah.
Like when you see it.
Not gonna lie though, I always wanted to do pageants when I was growing up, but and then I tried to force my little sister to do them because you know how you try to live your dream vicariously through others, but it just never happened. And I guess like you know, here you are.
There you go.
You know,
You can live through her.
I can live through you, my new friend.
Okay.
So, how do you maintain confidence? Because you know, confidence and pageantry we know kind of go hand in hand. How are you able to maintain your confidence as a full-figured woman in this circuit?
I just started getting more into like self-love and things like that. So first off, I'm religious. I'm a Christian, and I was kind of like battling my confidence and how I felt, what I felt like being confident was. Sorry. And I just had to really understand that he created me to be exactly who I was. And that even though there may be flaws that I saw, like he doesn't make mistakes. And so because of that, he created me in perfection. Now, will I make mistakes? Yes.
Right.
But he still loves me regardless because he knew that when he created me. So I just try to keep that in mind, try to remind myself who I am and who God has called me to be. And I think in that gives me like a whole different level of confidence because nobody can take that away from me. Like God made me, okay? He made me and he didn't mess up. So you can say what you want, but you take that up with him.
Y'all know I'm a cry baby. My eyes is all fluttering and whatnot.
Oh my God. She gonna cry. She gonna cry every episode that she could.
I'll be really like over here like yeah, I can't help it. I don't know why I'm so emotional. But anyway, yes, girl, never forget who you are and whose you are. So I appreciate you telling us that. And that's honestly like every time we talk about this, I get emotional because like growing up and growing up and thinking that something is wrong with you because of like your size or your color or your hair or whatever, like people don't understand how detrimental that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And thank God I, had a mom who was like, girl, you think I'm beautiful? Look at me. You look just like me. Like, so boosting your confidence. And I'm so glad that you were able to find that self-love. And it came, especially in your early 20s. Like, girl, that's the time you should be living.
Exactly. You are set, honey.
I'm in my mid 20s now, my early 20s. Yeah. Some good days. But okay, girl. And so now that we've got to know a little bit about you, you family now. So, dive on in with us. So we're going to talk about these next couple things. But before we go into our second topic, we did want to play a little game. So Jordy and I actually were guests on our coworker/brothers podcast, the Cue It Up podcast. So shout out to Quentin over at the Cue It Up podcast.
Hi, brother.
Yes, or a podcast, like he said. We love you. We just kind of stole a couple of your little games. So, we're going to play One Gotta Go, and then we're going to play top 3. Quentin calls it top 5, but I just feel like that's too many options. So for One Gotta Go, I'm going to give you these different categories, and you're going to tell me which one you going to get rid of, okay? So as we know, my favorite holiday is what? Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So we're gonna say which one gotta go, and you're gonna let me know, okay? So you have 4 options. Number 1, macaroni and cheese. 2, mashed potatoes. 3, we say dressing in the South. I don't know if y'all call it stuffing. I used to date this guy, he was from the East Coast, and he say stuffing. I'm like,
I say both.
What are you stuffing?
It's dressing here.
Dressing. Thank you, girl. And then we have yams, or candy yams. We do it out here in the South. So one gotta go, Kiara.
The mashed potatoes. I just feel like everything else is like staple Thanksgiving, but mashed potatoes, they can go. I can eat them the day after Thanksgiving.
Potatoes gotta go. Okay, Jordan.
I'm distraught. This is a horrible question.
Someone is going through it, guys.
Y'all, I love potatoes. Any kind of potato. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so if I had to just make a swift choice.
Swiftly.
I will say mac and cheese.
We are so in sync because mac and cheese gotta go.
Mac and cheese.
That's my favorite part.
That's your favorite part, girl? I'm not a fan of mac and cheese. Now, Jordan makes amazing macaroni and cheese. It's so good. I really like just eat it out of a pan. But I'm not a fan of macaroni and cheese. And like, I don't know how y'all make it. Again, like, I don't want to like make this separation between the South and the Midwest. But down here in the South, they like to make it like casserole style almost. So it's like you shred the cheese, you put the milk, and you like bake it, and it comes out like a chunk. And I can make it that way because that's how I grew up. But I don't care for it.
I don't make mine.
Jordan's is more like creamy. I don't know how do y'all make y'all macaroni and cheese?
We make ours similar to a casserole as well. But that's my favorite part.
So your thing, girl. We so sorry.
Yes.
Gotta go.
My feelings are hurt.
Your feelings hurt? Okay, we're gonna move on to the next one. So our next one is fast foods. And now, we are on our, trying to get a little healthy. But fast food, one, gotta go. Okay? It's gonna be either McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, or Taco Bell. One gotta go.
Ooh.
Again, McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell.
Okay. So what made this hard was the fact that I think 2 of them could go because I don't eat 2 of them. But I would have to say Taco Bell. I'm a huge Mexican food lover, and I refuse to eat that fake Mexican food. I said it, fake Mexican food. And yeah, that can go. But I don't eat Burger King either. It's very strange to me that their Impossible Burger tastes better than their regular burger. But I do like their croissant sandwiches. So that's the only reason that I stuck with Burger King. But yeah, no, Taco Bell can go.
First of all, I love Burger King, so my feelings are extremely hurt. Girl,
Do you really?
My daddy. Ugh. Shout out to my daddy, Isaac Thomas Sr., but my daddy loves Burger King, y'all. We growing up, you know, you be in that car and your daddy be like, what everybody wants to eat? And you be like, don't say don't matter.
Burger
Because we
King
pull
is
it up to
not
Burger
good.
King. And my daddy get the Whopper, extra ketchup, extra mayo, extra onion, couldn't have. But anyway, I agree, Kiara, and we got to get you down here in Texas, honey, because our Mexican food.
Yeah.
Superb.
Oh, I believe it. I'll get the flight right now.
Come on down there, Houston, girl. Well, we apparently the epicenter right now for the virus, so see us in a couple of months.
I got you.
But yes, I don't do the beef. I don't do the Taco Bell with the fake beef. And I love McDonald's only for the so convenient dollar. It's something about McDonald's Sprite.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it be extra carbonated. Like you take a sip and you be done knock yourself in the head. Like their carbonation is amazing. But Jordan,
it's so spicy.
You can be the Burger King. You so rude.
Yeah. I mean, they do got some decent fries though.
Well, unfortunately, you've been outvoted. Kiara and I win, so Taco Bell. All right. I can 2 more. Our next one is going to be girl things. So, are you going to get rid of your edges, your lip gloss, your nails, or your shoes?
Well, my job, I own a brow studio, so most of the time I don't have nails. So I'll get rid of them. I don't wear them again.
Shocked. Yeah, she don't wear them. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of these.
They're nice. I just can't function with them.
Yeah, people say that all the time. I've been wearing nails since my senior year in high school. So I'm pretty accommodating. Like as the years go on, they seem to get more longer and longer and more intricate. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with shoes. I'm not really a big shoe girl anyway. I'm definitely not getting rid of my lip gloss. Definitely, we gotta have edges. That's very important. So
I consider getting rid of my edges. My afro covers them.
Oh, I'm sorry, girl. But then you can't never wear a ponytail.
I usually pineapple my hair and it still covers my edges.
Oh, okay.
I never do my edges. I don't even own edge
Everybody is
control.
not able. Everybody is not able. Jordan?
Edges.
Your edges?
I'll get rid of my edges and have Eric and Tay do my wigs. Hey, Tay.
Okay, we all picked something different, so we're gonna go to our last one. Our last one is types of food. And I'm gonna change this one. So we're gonna do Chinese food, Mexican food, seafood, and we're gonna say American food. So like, and when I say American, I mean like wings, pizzas, burgers.
Oh, okay.
So seafood, Mexican food, American food, Chinese food. One gotta go.
And one has to go?
Yes,
Chinese food. I don't like Chinese food.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like it.
That's actually my choice too. Every now and again, I want a couple pieces of orange chicken, but other than that, Jordan.
Okay, you said American,
Chinese, seafood, Mexican.
Oh, American.
You can do the hot wings?
I like Chinese food.
Okay, girl.
Especially St. Louis Chinese food.
Okay, girl. Well, thank you so much for playing here. We're gonna move over to our next game before we get into our topics. Our next game is going to be top 3. Again, we stole this from our friend over at the Cute Up Podcast. He does top 5, but too many choices. So, in lieu of our Black TV shows that are coming back, we're gonna do top 3 Black movies. Kiara, go.
Of like all time?
All time. Actually, let's spice it up. Let's do top Black movies of the 90s.
Oh man. Okay. I'm about to take a very large L here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. A very large L. My mother would not let me watch any of like the hip Black movies of the 90s. When I tell you I just at 22 in 2020 just to receive a stack of movies. I just watched Friday for the first time less than a week ago.
Wow.
Exactly. So this is really hard because I don't have as many options as everyone else. So
What you got? I'm glad we did top 3 and not top 5 because you would have been really lost.
Sure.
yes, yes. Let's see. In the 90s, I gotta say The Preacher's Wife.
That's a good
I don't
one.
know if that's the 90s though.
It is.
Yeah, so we can
Okay.
get that. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm drawing blanks. And half the ones I'm thinking I know are like 2000s.
You can give it, if it's a little past the 90s, we can take it considering.
Can we come back to me while I just group my thoughts?
Okay, Jordan.
Okay.
Jordan, go ahead.
Waiting to Exhale.
Okay, Waiting to Exhale.
The Wood. Is The Wood in the 90s?
Yeah,
Or is it early
we
2000s?
we can go with that.
The Wood.
99 or 2000.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then probably House Party.
Okay, that's a good little list.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with Life. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
My daddy likes that movie.
I'm gonna go with Love Jones. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Show loves that movie.
Love Jones. And let's do Soul Food.
Okay.
That was really tough because if you know me, I am the quintessential Black 90s movies. I love them. Go ahead, Kiara. So you gave us Preacher's Wife, which is a classic.
That is a good one.
I watch that every
one
Christmas.
Of my favorites.
Yeah, every Christmas we watch Preacher's Wife like nonstop. You know, I'm gonna say you weren't a fan of Friday because you say you just watched it. You didn't put it in there.
No, I just watched it, but I'll put that on my list because, to be completely honest, I haven't seen any of the movies that you guys just named. So,
we're gonna send you a list offline so that you can indulge in Black culture.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And also, Bad Boys.
Okay. I think early 2000s. Okay, we can go with that. And I love Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Okay, so the next top 3 we're gonna do is top 3 most listened to albums on your playlist.
Oh, okay. Her, the first one, the very first album. I can't remember what it's called. I think it was self-titled.
The one with the blue background?
Yes.
Okay.
Janae Aiko Chilombo.
Okay.
The deluxe. That's all I listen to. Alicia Keys album, but like the one that has songs in A minor. So Alicia Keys songs in A minor.
Okay, that's a good list. I love Alicia. I'm gonna go. Number 1 is going to be Summer Walker, any album, but in this particular, I'm gonna say Over It because it's her most recent one. Full album, start to finish, no skips. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna also do the Kiki album by Kiara Noel, start to finish, no skips. And then I'm gonna go Division, the Morning After album, no skips, all the way through.
I have musical ADD, so I don't listen to my music like that. But I guess if I had to choose, it probably became Michelle, More Issues Than Vogue.
I love that title.
Chris Brown, his first album, Chris Brown. Yeah, that starts. Yeah, I could listen to start to finish. And then The Preacher's Wife soundtrack.
That soundtrack is bomb.
Start to finish.
Okay, so segment number 2 is going to be called Beauty in the Black Community. So Kiara, we read your press release, girl, and as you mentioned earlier, we know that you do brows, but you know, baby, I'm a fan. So we have a few questions as we dive deep into beauty in the Black community. So the first question is, how do you feel about makeup, the makeup industry as it pertains to beauty products for women of color?
I think it's improving. It's getting better. More people are open to the fact that they need to create shades for women of color, darker women. They need to have that. And I think it's getting better. I don't think we're all the way there yet. I was working for a brand called Benefit, and no matter what foundation they release, they will always have like 6 really light varying shades. In the end, they will have 2 medium, in the end 2 deeper. And I just could not understand that for my life. And I didn't like working for them because they didn't have a shade for me.
Hmm. Exactly. How do you feel?
What was the question again?
The question is, how do you feel about the makeup industry as it pertains to Black products for women of color?
I think that we're improving. I think that, like Kiara said, we're not there yet in any capacity. I think that brands are seeing the shift, which is making them, I would say the shift in like Black owned makeup companies coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is making them get on board, intentionally and unintentionally. I think some brands are probably finding the error in their ways, and then some brands are like, oh shit, let me scrounge up some colors so we don't lose business.
Exactly. I definitely feel like, and we can dive a little bit deeper into this, just the whole beauty brand of Black women in general. To me, like I always overthink everything. And when I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so normally the darker you are was not seen as beautiful anyway. So why make foundation in that color?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. I definitely agree. We're getting there. The makeup brands that I do use, which we'll talk about later, I appreciate them for what they do for women of color, but I definitely feel like we can improve. Another point to this question is, are we lacking in Black-owned makeup brands? And for example, also, are we lacking in Black-owned beauty supply stores and things of that nature, like stores that are Black-owned that sell products for women of color?
I think we are definitely lacking in stores that are Black owned. I would love to see more of that. I would love for there to be a Black version of Ulta. I would stand, okay?
That would be
It really would.
But I think brands right now, Black owned brands, there are a lot of them. I'm just ready for them to branch out from just making lip gloss. Because there are a ton of Black owned brands that just make lip gloss, just do eyelashes. And I would love to see um, them branch out and do blushes and do foundation so that we really could have so many different brands that do tons of lines of products rather than just lip gloss. Because I love lip gloss. I also need a blush.
okay. And I definitely agree. I think that you're absolutely right. We have a lot of black owned brands coming up, but they're starting small, which I can understand. Being a young Black owned company starting small,
Right.
but we ready. Expand. Come on,
Mhm.
Jordan.
I think there is a lack of Black owned stores for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very few and far between you see a brick and mortar that's Black owned for makeup. I think there's a lot of slept on Black owned brands. One specifically that I can think of is Koi Voca. They sell exactly. But they actually have really great highlight that I bought myself. But they've expanded. They do more than just, the standard lip gloss or lashes. They have a full line, and not a lot of, I think it's hard for Black owned brands to have exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't pay what these influencers want.
Now we know it.
And so I think that's the discrepancy when it comes to marketing and exposure and visibility within our community, because people can't afford that.
That's true. That's true. So we're going to move on to Jordan kind of touching on what are some of your favorite brands. They don't have to be Black owned, but where are some of your favorite brands of makeup, and where can we find them?
I love Lip Bar, which is like a Detroit brand, and I love them. You can find them in some Targets. I'm not sure if it's Targets nationwide or just Targets here, but I love their stuff. I'm also a huge fan of Elf. I don't know what it is. I enjoy the price point, and they usually don't do me wrong. Um,
We do like
ColourPop.
Right.
I first ordered from ColourPop back in 2014 before they blew up. And when they blew up like a year or two later, I was like, wait a minute. I've had like their red lipstick for like their liquid lipstick for years, and they blew up, and I was like, oh, I already knew about this. It was right before Kylie lip kits came out,
yeah.
and they were literally the same formula. And I was telling my friends, I got this for $6,
Yes.
and it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Any more? Or was that it?
My makeup drawers are right here. I can just take a peek.
You just give us one more. Just give us one more that you just can't live without.
I really like Makeup Revolution. I think they're based in the UK, but I just find they make really good products. They make a lot of dupe products, and I'm not rich. So sometimes buying those dupe products, it really is helpful because I get to look like everybody else without spending everybody else's money.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, so I use Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I always get compliments on my foundation. They're like, "What foundation you use?" I'm like, "Girl, this is drugstore foundation. This was $6, okay?" And I buy like 10, like not 10 at a time, but I buy like 3 or 4 at a time. So I love Fit Me. I love Black Radiance and Black Opal. They're made for people, women of color. I get a lot of compliments on like my highlight too, and that is Black Opal, and Black Radiance, and I get the little contour palettes for like $10 from like Walmart or something like that. Another thing I'm really a big fan of is it Morphe?
Mm-hmm.
I love Morphe. I use like a lot of their eyeshadows. And then everybody knows I'm a big fan of lashes. I wear Miss 3D Lash. So for y'all who be looking at my lashes on the camera, Miss City Lash, I buy them like 25 at a time. I'm obsessed, clearly.
You got money. You buy
I don't got money, but look, they like $3 a pop. I just give them a good 40. Here, how many lashes can I get? Just take the money before I change my mind.
My favorite is Too Faced Born
That Way.
Born This Way. Foundation.
Not $6.
Yeah, that's not $6, but it's very great. My Fenty Gloss that I'm always reapplying in our videos. My Fenty Gloss. Morphe, love Morphe, love their price point.
Yes,
their palettes are like $20. Urban Decay.
Jordan got money,
girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do honorable mention NYX Mix.
Okay.
I love their lip glosses. I have that one on.
Me too.
Yes, girl. And I also like Juvia's Place. I don't know. I'm trying to get back with them. I heard they had some, publishing things going. They was trying to dupe our Black ambassadors, but I do appreciate their concealers. Their highlight is really good, really good. That highlight, I gotta wear that on special occasions. You be shining, shining. Okay. So we're gonna move on. Why does makeup make you feel confident? So why is wearing makeup make you feel confident? And how often do you wear it?
Well, with Corona and everything, I haven't worn it as often because I got to a point where rather than putting on like foundation every day, I would just cover up my dark spots. So like right now I have on concealer, cream blush, and highlight, and that's it. And I normally I haven't, like I said, I haven't worn it as of lately, but when I do wear it, I wear it on a daily basis when I have to work because I gotta go to work. I'm a beauty professional. I kind of gotta look the part. But if it wasn't for that, I probably would wear it like to church, to go out, and that would be about it.
Makeup makes me feel confident. I mean, I just like to look nice. And I honestly like to do my makeup. It's fun for me. So like playing in makeup is just like super fun. I just feel like I'm just a super girly and I just love to do it. And I think on a normal day before Corona, I wear makeup like pretty much every day, or at least just like eyebrows and lashes. Jordan and I work with kids. We work with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. And, you know, like, so you just want to look the part. And a lot of times, if I know I'm going to a school, I wear makeup because without makeup, I look 12. And you would not imagine how many times I get stopped in the hallway. They're like, man, where are you supposed to be? I'm like, I'm grown. Okay, I'm grown.
Oh, no.
I'm a kid. Okay. So, but these days, these kids be having full faces of makeup on too. So I guess that don't really help. But Jordan,
I personally think makeup is a chore. I'm glad that I know how to do it in full, but I don't like it. I don't like wearing it that much. I mean, when I wear it, I'm a joint. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm fine.
$150.
I'm fine as fuck. But do I like putting it on? No, it's pretty time consuming. Do I like taking it off? No, I think it's annoying.
That's the worst part.
I hate it. If I wear makeup, like it's on all day, literally. Somebody has to see me if I put makeup on because no, maybe I'm a tomboy in that nature. I just lip gloss is good for me. Lip gloss and earrings, maybe a little mascara. That's about it on a normal day.
Yeah, honestly, it's really like I don't feel like I have to wear makeup. I just am very insecure about my eyebrows. I'm really thinking about getting. I wish you lived here. Yeah, I really think about getting microbladed because like I really be doing like a full face because I do my eyebrows and I'm like, okay, that kind of looks a little stupid, you know.
Or just find a way to do your eyebrows without make them look more natural.
More natural. I'm trying to find a way to like do them because like really, I don't have like eyebrows, Kiara. Like I don't.
Me neither.
Yeah, I barely have them at all. So you know. Okay, so we'll move on. Okay, so I want to talk about the natural woman and bring up the fact that there's this growing phenomenon. I remember one of my launches when before everybody was doing their makeup, it was this whole thing about like you put makeup on because you feel ugly or you put makeup on because you're trying to cover something instead of what it's supposed to be enhancing your natural beauty or just, you know, something that's fun that you're doing. So I just kind of want to talk about the stigma of the quote unquote natural woman in terms of makeup and why people feel that if you have makeup on, that you're somehow unhappy with yourself.
I think it's stupid.
You think it's stupid?
Yeah.
Please indulge.
I feel like people they don't mind their fucking business. Like
She's mad.
I just feel like people have too many opinions and then insert themselves in areas that they shouldn't. Specifically men, because I feel like they always trying to tell a woman like what they feel or what they want to do when they wear makeup or don't wear makeup. And then half the time they stupid because they like, oh, I like a natural girl, not knowing that she got a whole natural face on right now. I think it's so dumb. Like
I totally agree with what Jordy said. And my biggest thing in terms of like men in makeup, men be like, they want a natural woman, but then they want a woman with big old booty, big old breasts. Like, and I'm like, what? They went out and bought the breast and the booty, but they can have a plain face. I'm confused. Someone please make it make sense.
Like y'all need to be knowing it. Just don't.
I just don't like the phenomenon of you feel like something is wrong with you because you have makeup on. Like I oftentimes wear makeup, you know, all the time, but you know, I like Jordan said, she feels like the short. I'll be in the house bored and they'll be like, where you going? I'm like, girl, I just whipped out some stuff. I was just in here playing. Like, you know, I was just in here playing around. So how do you feel about that whole stigma about, you know, people feeling like, oh, you put makeup on because you just unhappy or you just feel ugly without it?
I feel like it's a personal choice. Like it's similar to working out. You know, like some people do it because they want to look better for other people. Sure. But most people work out because they thoroughly enjoy it. They like the benefits and they want to achieve something. Mm-hmm. Cool. Same with makeup. I thoroughly enjoy it. I like it. And I want to achieve the best highlight that I could ever have.
Come on, highlight. Listen.
It's a personal choice. Yeah. And it's not your face. It's not your face. So why are you worried? I'm not catfishing you. If I take it off, I'm still look like me.
Exactly.
Skincare before makeup. If your skin don't look good, your makeup not gonna look good either. That's just how it goes. But yes, if it's not in your face, it shouldn't matter.
I always make it a point if I'm like dating a guy or like something like that to make sure like within the first couple of days that he sees me without makeup, so he doesn't think that it's like a thing, because I do wear makeup so often because again it's like fun for me. But I always try to make it a point to like FaceTime you without it or whatever, so that you know that it's not I'm feeling some type of way, because at the end of the day I'm doing it for me, not for you. Anywho.
Exactly.
So so I always make that a thing. So else is like, he seen you without makeup? Yeah, I'm like, yes. And if you didn't like what you saw, then period. I mean, it's still cute. Your loss, brother. Okay, and then the last question before we move on to segment 3 is brows or lashes? Which one can you not live without?
I do brows, so it's gotta be brows. I need brows.
I feel like I don't even know why I came up with this question, because it's so difficult. I can't live without either.
How is lashes for me?
Is it the lashes for you?
Oh my gosh,
I love a good lash.
If I wax myself, like my waxes are pretty on point, I feel. So yes, the lashes for me.
I think I'm gonna go lashes too, though. I feel like you could not live without your lashes. I don't think I could. I'm pretty obsessed with both.
Yeah, I don't think.
But when I tell you I buy lashes by the pack.
I got Miss Lashes right here.
Low key, I need to, Miss Lashes, if you're watching this video, make me an ambassador, please. Please. So, they didn't pay us. She's about to show you how to brand. Okay, so moving on to segment 3, our last segment is owning a Black-owned business. Okay? So, we're going to talk about, and I was so excited to talk about this, girl, and especially to talk with you as someone who owns a Black-owned business. And what are some stereotypes and stigmas on the Black-owned business? Now, I'm going to give you a couple examples before we dive deep into this. For example, unprofessionalism in Black-owned businesses. Number 2, asking for too much. So you've seen it, these women who they do your nails, they want your nails soaked off, trimmed, manicured, and everything else before you get there. You got to pay a $25 deposit, no kids. You got to have this on, that on, leave your shoes at the door, wash it. I mean, this whole thing. And then number 3 is supporting Black-owned businesses in terms of like us in our community with asking for discounts and things of that nature. So we're going to break it down with number 1 first, unprofessionalism. How do you feel about the stigma on unprofessionalism in the Black community as far as Black-owned businesses? Is it true? Is it not true? Have you experienced it?
I haven't experienced it. Well, no, I haven't experienced it. But because I'm a do-it-yourself person, I do my own hair. If I want to do my nails, I'll do my nails. If I do my own brows and things like that, so I pretty much am the only person I have to worry about. But as far as unprofessional goes, that goes into what you said about all the requirements before the service starts. I don't agree with that on so many levels. When you're offering somebody like a service, it is your job to make them feel comfortable in order to provide them a great service. Like it's almost like when you take your car to the car shop because you need something fixed. They don't tell you to come with your car washed, all your papers, they don't ask for all of that. And I feel like it's ridiculous, and it takes away the service aspect of providing a service.
I totally agree. I, on the other hand, and praise God, you haven't experienced unprofessionalism. I have experienced unprofessionalism in Black-owned businesses too many times. And if I was not a Black-owned business owner myself, I would be very deterred. I've gone to Black nail techs before, where they have charged me $20 to take my nails off. Had me waiting for an hour or 2 plus, and the only reason why I did not leave is because they required me to send a deposit first. So I've already sent you $35, and you have me waiting in your chair for 90 minutes while you putting rhinestones and cutting up money to glue on somebody else's nails. I have ordered things from somebody, a plate from somebody, and by the time I get my plate, I get a notice that they missing macaroni and cheese, green beans, rice, and everything else. And is it okay if they give me 2 pieces of chicken instead of a rib? I mean, I have literally experienced it all. And so, I I try not to stereotype things because I try to live my life on a case by case basis, but I have experienced unprofessionalism in Black owned businesses.
Me personally, I don't think so. I mean, I try to support as much as I can. I'm not gonna lie, but so I'm very much that type of person that's like, if it's not broke, then don't try and fix it. So I just kind of stick to what I like and what I know. I am trying to branch out more, especially like clothes. Mm-hmm. I support Black owned businesses more when it comes to like clothing. Mm-hmm. My nails, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
I can't.
I have a girl who does my nails and she's my girl.
Yeah.
So sorry. But other than that, I mean, I've just heard many horror stories.
I would say Black nail technicians, to me, I've heard the worst stories. Or these kitchen beauticians.
Yes.
It's like, you have no license. You want me to come with my hair washed, blow dried, edges laid, and everything else, and you charge me $500 for some braids in. I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm confusion.
And I think that's where... Oh, you can go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
I think that's where the unprofessionalism comes in. It's so, I want to go straight to the top, make as much money as possible. And that's where all the, you have to leave a deposit. That's where all the, come with this, and this. And if you don't, I'm going to charge you. I think it's just like the race to being successful. Mm-hmm. And in that, you lose the service aspect because you're not willing to be a provider to other people. And it's, at the end of the day, it's not about that. Like, if I'm going to get my hair done, if I'm getting it braided, will I wash and blow dry it? Yeah, probably. Just because I'm paying you to braid my hair. But to tackle, I mean, but if that's something that you offer, I don't understand why people charge for that. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you're braiding somebody's hair, don't you want to know it's clean, like the right way, before you stick your hands in it? Because that could be really crazy. Like, that would be, I'm not doing nobody's brows if they come in and it's clearly looks like they did something to them already. Mm. So I feel like people are just, they're looking for that success. They're looking to make the most money, and they see the best way to do that is to sell out of the dinners, even though they know they don't have enough food, and go, oh, well, people will be okay if I just do this instead, and add on all of, mm-hmm, and add in all of those deposits and things like that. I don't require a deposit. I trust you. If you say you're gonna come, you're gonna come. If you don't, okay, you got like 3 times before I'm like, okay, no. You can choose to not have that person as a client anymore. Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's the race to success that has people tacking on so much money and losing the service that they're providing.
Exactly. And I'm okay with, just before we move on, I'm okay with deposits. I'm fine with that because I don't want you to miss out on your money. And Kiara, I have a dessert business where I require you to pay everything up front. And here's why. I'm not going to the store to purchase, with my business, I have to purchase apples, chocolate, Oreo cookies, Rice Krispies, all these food items, all these things that I cannot take back once I start. And so I'm not about to spend all this money and make a personalized thing for you to call me and be like,
never mind,
girl, my bad. We done go and cancel baby shower, and now I'm out hundreds of dollars. You know, so I require you to pay everything. So whether you have the event or not, you're gonna get these cookies, okay? So you know
that makes sense.
Yeah, I can't do it. Some people are like, I require I need all of your money. Because I'm in there slaving away, and it's not like I can go in, you know, somebody cancels on their brow appointment, you could very well be like, hey, you know, I have an open appointment. I can't sell cookies with Jordan face on it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So. Right, that makes sense for you, but if somebody were to cancel with me, I mean, I could most likely refill that slot and keep it going. Plus, I'm only doing like a $20 or a $30 service, so it's not like all that preparation that you have to do. And I completely understand like requiring a deposit in that way.
Yes. Okay. So our second question is, do you feel it's harder for women of color to own their own business or to be entrepreneurs?
I don't think so. I think when I decided to be an entrepreneur, it was really easy.
Mhm.
I think that the hardest part of being a business owner is overcoming yourself. And I feel like I knew it was something that I wanted to do. So at the end of the day, like it was very easy for me to go ahead and do it. I don't think it's much harder for Black women to start a business.
I
It's
agree.
a decision that you gotta make.
I think it's just hard to own a business in general.
I agree.
Hmm.
But I think as women, we're so resilient, especially women of color. I feel like, not that it's easy, but it's like low key. I mean, we do so much in a day anyway.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of just like
second
put,
nature.
put another thing on the
Yeah,
table.
go ahead and do that too.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you face any kind of discrimination by owning a black owned business in the beauty industry and being a full figured woman?
Not yet. I haven't experienced anything yet. I work in a salon studio, so pretty much every other tenant in the salon studio is Caucasian. But I haven't felt any type of discrimination or any issues or anything like that. I feel very welcome in my environment, but I also feel like, we choose our environments. And when I looked for a salon studio, I didn't necessarily look for it to be all white people, but I looked for a place that felt comforting, that felt like I would be accepted. And because of that, I haven't experienced any discrimination, and I dare somebody to try it. 'Cause I'm not the
Hello.
one.
I, I had listed here the Madam C.J. Walker example. I don't know if you watched the Madam C.J. Walker story on Netflix.
I did.
Okay, and so I was talking to Jordan about it, and I was talking about how Addie was so adamant about not letting Madam C.J. Walker sell her hair girl product because she said she didn't have the look. I'm just like, if you can sell the product, you can sell the product. But she was like, no, they want to see the product sold by this person. So I just thought it was interesting to ask that question, because people have this stigma of what they feel like beauty is supposed to look like, and it's just like, you know, like she said in the movie, she was like, it's more women out here looking like me than looking like you. Right. And if they see me rocking and wearing the product, they're more than likely going to buy it from me because I ain't, I can relate to them. Right.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring that up. And then our last question in this segment is, what is the hardest part about owning a Black owned business? And what is the greatest part?
The hardest part, and I don't think it's particular to Black owned businesses, but the hardest part is the worry. Like, I just left my old job where I had a guaranteed paycheck no matter how many brows I did. And now it's like either you do them or you're not, you're gonna have to do something else because you got to make money. And I've been like really struggling with, my mom likes to say all the time, if you gon' worry, don't pray, and if you gon' pray, don't worry. So I've been like really struggling with I prayed about it, so I can't worry about it.
Yeah, that's it.
Um, but that's been, the hardest thing. But I also think right now to have a Black owned business is kind of a blessing because we've been awakened or awoken, I'm not sure which word is the right one,
Mhm.
um, to supporting Black owned businesses. Unfortunately, because of everything that's going on with police brutality and racism and things like that, but we've all become aware that we need to support Black owned businesses. And I think that this time it was kind of like the best time to have one because more people, it's fresh in people's mind. They want to support Black owned businesses. You say you got one, I'm like, ooh, okay, tell me about it. And if I don't need it, I'll share it. It's kind of like the prime time to do it while it's hot.
Exactly. I totally agree. And then also what's your greatest experience or the best part about owning your own business?
Ooh, I like the part where I get to set my own schedule. Something that I really hated was missing out on family events. I am not a huge fan of that. I love to cherish the time I have with my family, we're goofy and we do crazy stuff, and I don't like to miss out. I have FOMO when it comes to my family.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. Again, season 2, episode 1. Jordan and I have so much literally content that we're bringing this way. For When Life Gives You Curves. As you guys know, we released our shop on August the 1st. So go out and get your cute merch. And we didn't do this on purpose. We just so in sync.
We didn't.
We in sync. So Kiara, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for what you're doing for our Black women. Thank you for joining us and then kind of a little bit. I love making sisters across the nation. So if we ever in the Detroit area, and we forgot to say, you want to do this before we close. Give us a couple of places in Detroit that we ever in Detroit after Corona, we come get some good cooking.
Okay. If you're been to a Coney Island, you need to go. Whether it's National or Freedom, go to one. Even Leo's is fine. What else? It's not a restaurant, but if you've never been to Shinola, the hotel, it is beautiful. And if you ever like need a pictures like an aesthetic place, that's a good place to go. Then another food place. I don't know. I eat the same things. I'm a huge sushi fan. So there's a place in Ipsy called Poke Fish, and they make bomb poke bowls if you're into sushi and like raw fish. I eat like 2 of those a week.
Not the raw fish part, but I'm into the sushi.
Yeah,
I'm real basic. California roll me, please.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, girl. So the way that
they have a California bowl.
Oh, do they?
Okay.
Well, if I'm ever in Detroit,
I'm
gonna hit you up too.
We're gonna be
links. Tap in.
Yeah.
Tap in. Okay, so we always close with our positive affirmations. I'll go first. My positive affirmation is going to be and I'm trying to structure this the right way. Don't be stuck in your circumstance. You see how that just came out? Bam. There you go. Don't stay stuck in your circumstances. Every day is a new day. I know the very beginning of the podcast we talked about God doesn't make any mistakes, and He does not. And so just don't stay stuck in your current circumstances. I think oftentimes we get very comfortable with just our day-to-day instead of taking that leap of faith to make us comfortable. And that's something that I've been having to do recently. It's just like, I'm so comfortable doing this. Why? Is this something that I'm really happy doing? Or is it something I'm doing because I'm scared of what the outcome may be if I move on to something better? But baby, I'm diving. Deep diving. Okay, got my floaties ready. Yeah, so there's my positive affirmation, Jordan, and then we'll do Kiara.
I think I'm gonna tap in to what Kiara was saying earlier. Just remember that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. I think that, and I spoke a little bit on my Instagram about this yesterday. Like, it's so hard to judge yourself. It's so easy to judge yourself. You're your worst critic, and I think we have to love ourselves a little bit more in the body that you have.
Amen.
I know with social media, it is very hard not to compare, and you will forever contrast, but just be happy with the body you have and be gentle with it. That's all.
Kiara?
I'm gonna just piggyback off of what I said earlier. Just know who you are and don't waver in it.
Amen.
I feel like for a while I knew who I was, and I was like, do I really want to be her? Because I'm the really chill friend that listens to Jesus music and doesn't really know about anything else going on. And I tried to branch out and be the wild one and go to clubs and all that other stuff. Still haven't been to a club, and I'm okay with that because I know who I am.
But if you change your mind, girl, after the Corona, come down to Houston and we'll show you a good time.
I'm down to try, but I know that's not that's not a common space for me.
Right.
That's fine.
And that's
fair.
there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, am truly missing grooves right now.
We miss it so much.
So, okay, so as we close, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are so excited, and we just appreciate all the love and support. Kiara, please let the people know where they can follow you, girl.
You can follow me at Kiara, KIARA.NOEL.
Okay.
And that's Instagram, and that's really the only place I'm active.
Okay, on Instagram, make sure y'all hit up our girl, and make sure you follow us at When Life Gives You Curves _ on Instagram, When Life Gives You Curves on Facebook. Make sure you go to our shop at givesyoncurves.com. Tap and bring your coins. Okay.
Yes.
And then, as always, you can follow me at The Songstress
and me at Love Always JoJo.
All right, you guys, we love you so much. Have a prosperous August, and we will see you next week. Mwah.